Greetings from International House. Here is some basic information about travel study program processes. Your best resources for your travel study program information that's specific to the country or the program is going to be your faculty leaders, but I'm happy to help you navigate the process of applying for both the program and the scholarships. Our website for all program information is listed here at the top, so check that out, screenshot this page, whatever you need, and know that there is program by program country specific information, including costs on that page. Follow us on social media to gather more information about the program, and as I mentioned, come see the Center for International Education at International House for application process and scholarships, and your faculty leaders for program-specific information. If you have not had a conversation with the Financial Aid Office, I guarantee you this is something you should do. Make sure you understand what funds are available to you or not available to you prior to applying for this program and prior to applying for the scholarship. Okay, so definitely reach out to financial aid at maryvillecollege.edu for more information. I would love it if you could scan this QR code and fill out a quick form for us to know that you are interested in travel study programs. This will help me send you some of the short videos I've created on filling out a scholarship form, tips for scholarships, going through the travel study program application. So I have lots of good resources to send you, but I need to know who you are. Okay, so let's go through the travel study timeline really quickly here. Move myself around. Okay, so first thing to know is applications are due October 1st. Generally, you're going to make a deposit towards the program November 2nd. Your first payment is going to be due December 1st, and then your final balance is going to be due February 1st. Okay, any scholarships that you receive, you're going to know before you're making a deposit, and I'll go through that in a second, but that means that 50% payment depends on your scholarship, right? So if your program is $400, $4,000, that would be really lovely if we had a $400 program, but $4,000 and you got a $500 scholarship, that means your total balance is $3,500 and you could split those two payments between here. You also have the ability, just talking about payments, to split your payments each month. So making some until February 1st. So you could make a payment, split it into 3 and go December, January, and February. Okay, so if that works better for you, go for it. You're going to get a link to make payments, and we try and make it as easy as possible for you to pay online. Okay, so our application is available. You can apply now. The deadline for both scholarship and travel study applications is October 1st. There will likely be interviews either this week or a little bit later in the month. Okay, so if you don't have an interview call by October 9th, don't worry, it may still be coming. But we're going to make sure that you know by October 26th at the latest whether or not you have a spot on the program. And we're also going to make sure that you have the information about whether or not you've received a scholarship. Okay, so you should have all the financial information you need about the program by then. And so then your job after that is to say, yes, I really want to go in that program, and we've got a commitment form for you. Okay, and I already went through final payment things. There is going to be a 3-part webinar that you will have to do online that will help prepare you for the program, and then you will likely have meetings determined by your leaders to prepare you for the program as well. So let me talk about all of this in the context of COVID-19, because I'm sure I have students that are like, I really don't want to lose my money if we don't go. I know, that's me too. So I'm really conscious of that, and like you all, I don't know the exact moment in time when travel is going to reopen, and so I'm tracking weekly. We're using a broad array of resources, and so here's the commitment we're making to you. If you're applying by October 1st, that gives us the knowledge that we have student interest in going, right? That if travel is available, you are students who are willing and able to go. But we're expecting that maybe we don't know exactly by October 1st what's going on in the world. And so this $100 application fee is still going to be considered refundable. So if we cancel the program between October and November, for example, then you will still get that $100 back. November 2nd comes around and you're like, oh, I really want to go. I don't want to lose this $200. I can't afford to lose $300. Know that if we don't know at this point yet 100% that this is what's going, we're going to communicate with you then at that point too to make sure that you know. Okay. Our goal is also not to start spending any of your money until we're pretty certain that things are going to go. And so our commitment is to be very transparent with you along the way and give you markers where you can make decisions, right? And we're going to be doing that as well. And so after November 2nd, if you're committing to the program and we're like, great, we know we have at least 10 students on these programs, it can go, then we're going to tell you by when we're going to start spending your money. Okay. Right now I'm anticipating waiting until December 1 to make a final decision. So what I want you to know is that this funding here is refundable until I tell you otherwise. Okay. So I hope that gives you some security in knowing that we're going to be fiscally conservative with your money, and make sure we know as much as we can about the destinations before we make those calls. Okay, so just so you know where to find information, if you are on our Study Abroad website, there's a link at the bottom of the screen, but if you were just scrolling around looking for information, you can find it under Apply to Study Abroad. But you can see the screen here for how to apply, and you're going to choose the Travel Study Program applications over here. Selection criteria. I recommend that you watch our video on YouTube about how to apply for these programs. It'll walk you through step by step the application, but know that we have a holistic review process. So the faculty leaders are going to review application questions, essays, references, GPA, student conduct. They're going to have an interview, and we're using all of these tools to find the students who are the best fit, both individually and as part of a group. So really important is to consider the essay because this gives us a really clear picture of who you are. You should have goals. I say pick one academic, one personal, one professional goal, and see how those align with the course goals. Also, articulate clearly, what will you contribute? This is a group travel program. How will you be a great contributor to this program? And what do you think you are going to gain? Okay. Faculty leaders are weighing a variety of factors, including group dynamics, travel logistics, like male versus female, spaces for housing, experience of students, etc. So there isn't any one thing that you can say or do that is going to put you ahead of anybody else. Okay, so we do give priority to current full-time students. We consider the fact that there are students who may never have traveled before, and these are great opportunities for that type of student, but it is not exclusive to that. There's no specific preference given to sophomore, juniors, or seniors, or freshmen, or GPA. Okay, we do broad reference checks across campus. So we do a check with the Dean of Students, Director of Res Life, College Counselor, Registrar's Office, Business Office to make sure that you're in good standing across the campus. Okay. Having had an issue on campus before is not an automatic no. So just be prepared to talk about that. If you have run into trouble in the past, just know that we'll probably learn about it. And so you should be prepared in your interview to talk about that. Okay. Consider having a backup program. We really try and put everybody with their first choice program. But if your primary goal is to have experience abroad, build global competency, we think many of our programs will achieve that. Okay, scholarships. The deadline for scholarships is October 1st, so the same deadline as the application I mentioned before. Just to give you an idea of your chance of getting one, we've awarded 65% of applicants awards for the last couple of years, so we'll give you an idea. The general awards are it could be anywhere up to $2,000 and as low as $250. I would say between $500 and $1,500 is the average. If you have questions about the scholarship, again, I have a video about this, so watch the video for tips, but also feel free to reach out to me at studyabroad@maryvillecollege.edu if you have questions about the scholarships. Other things you might want to know about financial aid beyond scholarships, the Financial Aid Office is the place to gather this information, and know that you may be able to incorporate the cost of a travel study program into your education costs for your financial aid package. So this basically means that your cost of education goes up, but the value of your education also goes up. So utilizing FAFSA aid may be a good answer for you. This isn't the answer for everybody, but talking to financial aid before you apply so that you understand what is available to you is super important. Okay, so what type of aid is available? Usually loans. And so here's something that I see in the scholarship applications. Students say, I don't have any access to aid. But then the Financial Aid Office says about 90% of applicants last year were eligible for aid. So I recognize that there are students that are like, I don't want to take on debt. My parents don't want me to take on debt. I get that. At some point, you're going to want to look at the experience and the value proposition for you. What's the value of this program? What's the cost of the program? And how is this program going to pay me back for the rest of my life? In getting jobs, in getting into grad school, in getting experiences, skills that I need to be successful. So that's kind of the question you're going to be wanting to ask yourself about financial aid. And I'm never going to be the person that says everybody should get a loan. But I do think it's something you should consider if you've really thought through the process of, what this program is going to do to you. There may be value in it, there may not. But Erin Johnson and Melanie Croft are great at having that conversation. So reach out to them. I also think that fundraising can be a really great way to pay for some of the costs related to this program. So I've got 3 tips here: asking family and friends, talking to local churches, organizations, or groups for a contribution, putting money away from work, study, part-time jobs, get a winter break job, for example. These are 3 really great ways to get money. I remember when I wanted to go on this tri-national conference in Mexico when I was an undergrad student, and I got accepted and I was so excited, and in the next moment I crashed. I was in tears, devastated that I was like, I'm never going to come up with the money for this program. But I got scholarship money from my international office. I did talk to local organizations and ended up getting just bits and pieces from all of these places. So you never know what you will find unless you ask. This is what our confirmation of commitment looks like. It will basically walk you through getting accepted to the program, break down the information that we're going to need from you next, so next steps, and then let you know what you're committing to financially. So this is a document that you should review very carefully and that you should also talk to your parents about once you get it, okay? All right, I hope this is helpful, and have a great day.